How you doing, sir?
Saturday night, man.
It's you every time, man. Every time. How long? Every time, man. You arrest somebody else? It never stops, man. How long?
I have a question for you, sir.
What's up?
So, what happens if you get arrested and you're not read your rights?
It depends on the circumstances.
Yeah, everything depends, man. Like,
So
anything you say after you've not been read your rights cannot be used in court. But if you get arrested, if they have probable cause to arrest you and they're going to arrest you, you're getting arrested anyways.
so it depends. There's different. So the best way that I can put this to you is, would a reasonable person believe that they're in custody? Just me talking to you doesn't mean you're in custody.
Exactly.
As soon as the handcuffs go on, though,
You're
yeah,
obviously in custody.
you're supposed to. You're supposed to read.
So, here's my thing. So, what if before you even read my rights, without consensual to search something I cannot give consent to? It's not mine. It's
So like
obvious.
in someone else's
We're talking
car
about a
type shit?
vehicle?
No, so it's my vehicle. I'm helping some people move.
Okay.
Okay, it's obvious that the bag's not mine. The cigarettes don't match you.
Okay.
So I can't give you consent to search it.
So the best way I can put it to you is watch who you bring inside your vehicle. You're responsible because you're in care, custody, and control your vehicle. So therefore, you're responsible for everything that's in your vehicle.
Okay, but
That doesn't make sense.
Doesn't matter.
Well, wait a second here. Wait a second here. If you give somebody permission to search your car, okay, but then you have a bag that's closed, you need permission again to open those bags.
You give somebody consent to search the car. It's everything in the car and its contents.
so once it's in your car.
Well, you can say what you're giving consent for.
Here's the question.
Sure you can.
It's a generalized thing. If I ask you consent to search your car, you're granting me consent to search everything inside your vehicle. Purses, bags, glove box, center console, things of that nature. If you don't want to give consent, you don't have to give consent. It's fine. So you're right.
Now here's the thing.
So you're saying you can't give consent for some things and not others?
Correct.
It's
It's either yes or
either
So what if-
one way or another.
what
You
if
have
you
to
don't
give
like
consent to
consent to my
everything
car?
or nothing?
But because this is not mine, I do not consent to this one thing. Can we pull it out the car?
So it's going to be it's either yes or no. So at that point, it's going to be a no.
Oh, yeah.
So you're all in, or you're all in, or
If you
not.
say there's something that they can't
fold or
search,
you're all
they
in.
can't search your car at all.
Thank you for that.
But then they go through each cop will go through. Oh, then I'll just call K9 unit, or I'll just do this. There's no.
In
there-
fact,
there-
if
there
you've
really
not,
is
if,
no-
you, if you've not
no-
been,
at the end of
if
it,
you've
there's
not been,
no.
if you've not been proven to commit a crime, they cannot make you wait for a canine unit. They can't.
Is that
do it.
true?
No. So there's case law on that. There's a reasonable standard amount of time, but this
Is it 5 minutes?
The reasonable amount of time isn't defined.
It's around 20.
Yeah, it's you're probably pretty close.
Yeah,
to
it's
there.
around
Then at
20
that
minutes
point, it
is a
becomes
reasonable
kind of-
traffic stop.
Suspect.
There's not they didn't rule on it, so there's not. It doesn't like they don't start a stopwatch and say we have this amount of time. It's what would be reasonable to a normal person.
So pretty much
Exactly.
in about 15, 20 minutes, which would be pretty reasonable.
Yes, you're right. That would be-
So if it gets to a point, I'll be like, oh, it's been 15 to 20 minutes. It's been pretty reasonable. They're not here. I'm going
If
to.
I'm not accused of a crime, let me go.
Pretty much.
You can ask them. I'm not going to tell you what they're going to say. I don't
Right.
know.
But any cop.
It's going to depend on how much. So there's reasonable suspicion. There's probable cause. It's
Okay.
going to depend on how much reasonable suspicion that they have in the event that you're carrying narcotics or so on and so forth.
So if I'm just sitting in my car sending a text message, that's not reasonable cause.
It's not for narcotics. It would depend on how the contact with you went. Like if I ask you if you've ever been arrested before, you say no. Okay, and then I happen to say that your driver's license is suspended for drug charges or something like that. You're obviously lying to me. So at that point, you dig a little bit deeper.
But what if I'm completely straightforward?
Anyone in the car has a warrant?
On the other note, if you say,
automatic.
"Have you ever been arrested before?" and I say, "Yes, I have," for this, and this,
Yes.
and you run it and it's all accurate, everything I said I've been arrested for, is that reasonable suspicion? Okay, I've been.
So that would not hold up in court then if you're completely.
There's more to it than just that.
I'm gonna do some. I need to do some research.
It's going to depend on it's going to depend on the line of questioning and the questions that the answers that the questions that they're asking, the answers that you're providing, and so on and so forth.
If it's noticeable that you're being dishonest with them, then that's reasonable suspicion.
Like if because some people you can see like their heartbeat in their neck and so on and so forth. They start breathing really heavy. or they're like this. You
I do that when I talk to cops in general. I might have a heartbeat right now.
Well, wait. Let me ask a question, Jay. Jay, hold on. Let me ask him a question. Wait. Okay, let's say that you're sitting in your car and you don't have the keys in the ignition. Okay, are you required to give a license if a cop pulls up behind you?
Well, that's a
Where are
good
you
question.
sitting at?
It doesn't matter. You're in your car, but the keys are not in the ignition. So you're not driving. It can't be a traffic stop.
So it's not a traffic
How
stop?
can it be?
If you're not driving,
If you're just sitting in your car,
It would
The
be,
office
so,
asks-
for example, if I stopped out with you, say, in,
like you're right here and you're sitting in your car,
No, if I ask you to
but the
identify
keys
yourself.
are not in the car.
if you're not suspected of committing a crime, no, you don't have to worry about a driver.
Right, and
You
a
guys are
crime
guilty no matter
being
what, anyways.
with a victim, you
No,
mean?
if you're not suspected of committing a crime, no. For
Right.
example, if you're in a park after hours, like in Cedar Park, we have parks
Sure,
that
sure,
close.
sure.
At that point, you're violating
That's a reason,
the
yeah.
park hours. So there's
Right,
a reason
right.
we stayed out with you. But
Right.
if you're not suspected of committing a crime, no, you don't have to identify yourself.
But even still, you don't have to identify just for being suspected. You don't have to identify until you've been lawfully arrested according to 3802.
It would be your
There's none of this in 3802.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but it's going to be dependent on the circumstances in which surrounding the investigation. That's gonna
But
be
I
dependent
mean,
on that.
in order
I
to
bet
be
if-
But you're asking a
charged,
very vague question.
Yeah, I bet
No.
if you were in your car
In order to
the
be
middle of the
charged
road
with
without
failure
the keys
to
in the ignition, that'd
ID.
be like
You have to be placed in custody.
in placed in lawful arrest is what 3802 says.
But you don't have to be placed in handcuffs for an arrest for a detainment.
But it does have to be a lawful arrest as
Yes.
opposed to a legal
So,
arrest.
for example, if I pulled somebody over for a traffic stop, okay,
Well, then you're
they're-
under
they're
arrest.
detained, yes.
You're under administrative arrest.
But in
Yes.
that situation,
But this is not a traffic stop, what I'm talking about, because there's no keys in the ignition. There's no traffic stop. So you're just in your private
It would
automobile,
be
you know.
dependent on the circumstances, depends on the officer.
But you're not immediately required, like you would if in a traffic stop. You have to give your ID
Because you're
if you're
driving.
pulled over.
Passengers
If
don't.
the officer gives you a reasonable, articulative reason for being out with you,
Go get him. Go get him.
Go get him.
same with sitting.
Same with
If
sitting.
the officer gives you a reasonable, articulative
No one is
explanation for why
impressed.
they stopped out with you, then at that point, it's going to be basis kind of entirely on his.
Well, you're still not required to give it. I mean, you
You have
can
to
you
be
can push
suspected
it
of
until you're
committing-
under
you have to be
arrest
suspected of committing a crime.
to be detained.
No, to have
No,
to,
to
That's the rule to be
provide ID.
detained. You have to suspect somebody of committing a
No,
crime,
that's
or
not
have
true.
they
No.
committed a
You
crime,
would-
or
you
they
would
are
provide
about
a
to.
driver's license at that point.
No,
so
that's
I guess
not what
I guess
3802
he's asking
says.
I guess what he's asking is if somehow if I'm walking down the street
He can just
and
detain you for
a
some
police
sort of-
officer says, "Hey, stop! Let me ask you a couple questions." Am I detained at that point?
No, you would have to be a suspicious person in a suspicious place, something that's reasonable for
was gonna say
somebody to believe that.
Wait, suspicious person, is that a misdemeanor or a felony?
It's not.
It's not a
Right,
crime.
so-
it's not a crime. to be suspicious.
Suspicious of what?
It depends on the
A
place
crime.
and
There
time.
has to be suspicion of a
this is
crime, not
the
just
wrong way.
you're a suspicious person.
But this is a serious. This is a serious issue at the same time. I'm an African American male.
Okay.
Obviously, my hood's up. It's late at night, and I'm walking down. Just,
I've been
I mean, it's
fucking
cold.
about
I'd have my
that.
hood up too.
but here I'm coming from. A lot of people call it suspicious just because I'm an African American male walking down some dark place with my hood up. Is that considered suspicious, or is it just like, look, I'm just trying to stay out of the way.
That's just-
Don't want to be fucked with.
Suspicious?
Well, let's
I
say,
was-
wait, hold on. Let's say that you consider it suspicious. Hold on.
To my
Hold on.
house that's down the road.
Hold on.
And I was walking and I always dress in all black. I have the most color on I've seen in months. I always dress in all black, and I was just walking home with my friend, and I had headphones in, and apparently a cop pulled up behind me. I didn't realize that they even pulled up because I was just walking home, and they're like, "Oh, well, we got a call about some suspicious people walking." And like some suspicious people in all black walking
go
on the
on
street. Like, well,
private property?
no, I was on the sidewalk. I was on public property. And they said, "Well, we got a call about some suspicious people, like some suspicious activity. You're over here walking in all black. You could get hit by a car." Like that's what the cop told me. Like you could get hit by a car. You can do this, and I was like, "I'm just walking home."
This is all good.
Like, and they ended up letting me go or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, is it really up to the officer to determine what suspicious activity is, or is there like some sort of standard?
Someone
It's
calls
gonna
it
be a
in.
reasonableness standard. What would be considered suspicious to your everyday person? or an everyday officer.
Well, you
is
get a
walking
call.
down the street,
It's just like someone could just
Yeah,
say it.
they end
If
up
you
looking
get a
like,
call,
"What are you
anybody
doing?"
can
I was
call.
like, I'm less than 2 blocks from
And
my house,
you
and
have
then
to
we go,
respond.
but-
Yeah.
But when you get there and you see that, okay, there's somebody with a hood, you just had a robbery.
Okay.
Now, you can detain him because you just had a robbery right there. He meets the description, right? He's in a hood or whatever. But you have no evidence that he actually did it. So you can detain him and investigate. Now, where this gets confusing is when cops say, well, you're not answering my questions, and so you're interfering with my investigation. Right, you're obstructing justice by not answering my questions. Right, you would never say that, right? I mean, because nobody has to answer your questions. You know that, right, officer?
Interference or obstruction would be a completely different scenario.
Yeah.
That's not going to be interference to me. Interference to me would be like somebody messing with me on a traffic stop or
Sure.
something like that, where I'm trying to pay attention to one person and, you know, somebody comes on and trying to impede my investigation.
Well, physically, or like getting in your way. Speech alone can never be interference.
No, you're correct. You're
3815,
absolutely correct. But if
yeah.
somebody's like,
Speech
if somebody
alone
comes up to me on a
speech-
traffic
speech
stop,
alone?
I'm trying to pay attention to this person. I'm trying
Is that accurate? Speech alone cannot be interference?
Yeah,
to interference.
yeah,
So
it's written in the
someone-
code.
If a police officer asks somebody to give a statement or whatever, and I tell them, you don't have to do that. You
don't have to do
that.
Correct.
That's not Oh my
No,
God.
he's saying if he tells, like, you have a traffic stop and you're, trying to talk to your suspect, and
guy's
he's
probably
like, you don't have
swamped
to
right now,
answer any
sorry, so
questions. He's standing on the
We're getting
side.
close to the last question.
He's standing on the side filming or something, and he's like telling them, you don't have to answer their questions.
It's okay.
Right, but what you are doing is giving legal advice,
Yes.
and
Well, literally letting someone know their
but it's
rights.
not interference.
Advice. No.
Yeah,
I
it's
wouldn't
never
consider
Well, it isn't. It's codified.
Too many people try
But-
to play lawyer, dude.
What'd you arrest somebody for tonight?
Say,
What'd you arrest somebody
No,
for
I can't
tonight?
talk to you about that.
What do you
tonight,
mean?
man.
It's public information.
Can't do that, man.
Why?
No, I'm saying like two.
They're
like,
business.
he's gonna
They're
argue
business,
every.
man.
That's
fucking
not
little
true.
thing.
Nobody has the right to privacy when they've been
You
arrested.
can look it up, my man. You can look it up. You can definitely check it out.
Is it a real crime?
I'm not going to share somebody else's business.
Exactly.
It's not their business. It's the
You be
people's
safe out there.
business.
I understand. I'm just not going to share.
I mean, I know it's Cedar Park. There's not really too many heinous criminals out there, but you be safe.
That's what you gotta do.
Just talking to them about rights.
Hey, Officer Archbell?
Yes.
Yeah, he's out of control, man. I have a lot of videos on him on my. You should check out my site. I've only published about Cedar Park, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I was there before here. It's called Press On.
Press on.
2 words. That's my YouTube site. Press On. 2 words.
Okay.
And all my videos so far are about Cedar Park.
Oh, sorry that you've had some bad experiences with
I mean, they were
bad.
just really rude. Like, most of them wouldn't even give their name or anything. They weren't like you. Now, Officer Woods was really nice.
Woods,
You know
DJ?
Woods? Yeah, he was really cool.
Yeah, he's on day shift. He's on. He's
Yeah.
nights. He's on day shift right now.
Yeah, I detained him for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I detained him for about 15 minutes. He was on an extended break.
No, we appreciate what
Yeah,
you're
he's
doing,
he's a
reporting
good
and doing
guy.
your job, man. Yes. Like,
Yeah,
you're doing your
Archbell
thing.
was the one. I have three videos of him, and he liked to be the last one to leave a traffic stop, and he would totally gang stalk, and he would after the person was free to leave, he would tell me I couldn't talk to them, right, even though he's done, you know what I mean, and then he would want to sit there and gang stalk, and that I haven't seen much of that, but he did that every time. For sure. But I appreciate you talking to me as much as you do, man. What's your name again?
My name's Officer Helenski.
Helensi. I did meet you before, right? Oh, you're not the same guy that I met. Okay, I said you again, but it wasn't you again. Oh, you want to call me names?
Just your first name.
It's not nice to call people names.
I'm not going to call you name. No, I go with first names. My first name's Jeremy.
Jeremy. Okay, nice to meet you. I'm one of the people.
Okay. One of the people.
All right. Yeah.
Well, if I see you around Cedar Park, I'll stop out.
I probably won't be back in Cedar Park. The only time I see you now is when you come out here.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I don't come out here too often unless it's to get.
That's good. Stop harassing the people, man.
Have a good night, man. Okay.
Yep.
You be safe. Thank you. Y'all have a good night. Okay.
I'm motherfucking. motherfucking Dutch. You can't handle it cause it's just too much. But I don't really give a shit, I'm coming in clutch, motherfucker. You know what it do and what's up. And I ain't never fucking ceasing, I'm never fucking stopping. I do this too fresh, man, I do this too often. So why the hell you copping? Why the hell you jocking? Don't give a shit what you be saying, nothing but talking. Well, I be spitting action, I'm spitting with the faction. So motherfuckers coming through and you know I'm attracting.
I guess for the one time I'll turn up. Hold on, I guess for one time I sip up my cup. Hold on, and with this shit going through my mind is rushed. But let me tell you, I'm stuck to that even tell my pace. And people trying to check me out. Two-facing people, I can't really understand what the shit's about. I kept it too real from the end until the beginning. So at the same time, it's the same fact that I ended shit from the beginning, huh? And people looking at me, I snap them back to reality. 1, 2, 3, and what they say, that's a fatality. I'm coming for that shit, it's like I'm coming for a homicide. Weak ass little nigga, guess I'm coming for that genocide. Keep saying my name, then I guess it's just a suicide. Who's that on my side? Yeah, right, that's that AK. Sit that bitch back and let that 7 sit you up there. Where'd he go? Guess even heaven or hell doesn't matter. I ring the bell, nigga, so what the fuck you
what
really
the hell
mean?
you wanna say? Why you gotta talk? I'm coming through, live long and prosper like I'm fucking Spock. And I don't really give a shit, don't need no fucking Glock. The lyrics off my motherfucking tongue, I'ma put you in your spot. I put you in the dirt. I'm about to murder this shit, I'm about to make it hurt. I'm putting in that work, I'm never fucking stopping. I'm coming through when I'm putting your bitch ass in the coffin.
I got a request from my homeboy to go and chop it up. So at the same time, I'm going ahead and get it when I gotta get them up. What they say, giddy em up. Sit back, what you mean? I'm the same person, never got stuck, and I'm the same person with that cup. I got the promethazine, that white, that green, and whatever you need. I can sit back with an eighth, or I can go and throw a ball. But at the same time, what you mean? I'm the one that stood tall. Yes, they call me Dwayne the Johnson from the way I got a rock, huh? And when you understand the shit with the wordplay, it's the same time with Buffy the Slayer with the way I'm gonna slay. The pirates to the demons, the angels, and to the gods. What you mean right there? At the same time, I'm just a dog. You say the way I kill shit, I'm a replica of Kevin Gates. But I can't understand that shit, cause I'm just full of hate.
If you gonna say it, then say it with your chest. I'm a motherfucking G. I'm the motherfucking ref. I'm the best. You ain't even an F. Don't give a shit what you be saying, cause you're saying nothing less. You nothing more. I make it happen, bring in the war with blood and gore. I leave your bitch ass broken up in the tour. I'm about to rock this acapella. Don't need no beat. I'm fucking Cinderella in the cellar up on the street. Don't give a shit what you be saying, cause I'm going through unique motherfuckers bringing the heat. I'm bringing hot fire, and I'ma spit it like a live wire. And you know, coming through and I be getting higher when I be smoking, and I ain't never fucking choking. I'm going through while you talking that shit, you provoking. You don't want this war, you don't want this damn battle coming through, motherfucker. I'ma ride you like a saddle.
I got a call. What
Press on.
Master by the name of Bates, smoking more than all 50 states combined. Yeah, right, I gotta stay on the grind. I got no money, so my weed's on my mind. I hit the club, but you know I can't dance. 7 and 7 in my cutoff chance. Tie that shirt in my long ass hair. What part of how I look makes you think